Welcome to the Nosey Gardener channel, and today we are here with Rebecca Dufort, the owner of Branch and Bloom Floral Shop. What do you call
Floral
it?
Boutique. Yeah,
Floral Boutique in Wolfeboro, and we met through the Wolfeboro Garden Club. We're both members, and Rebecca just did this amazing presentation about her passion for dahlias, and she disclosed that she has hundreds of feet of dahlia garden.
Yes.
So I had to get nosy and take a look. So that's why we're here. We're going to tour that garden. This is at her personal residence. You call it, or I forgot.
Temple of Joy.
Temple of Joy.
Temple of Joy.
So we're going to walk around. Rebecca's going to tell us whatever she'd like to tell us. You want to kind of just highlight?
Mean, we have, basically to summarize, we have cutting gardens here for the flower shop. I have some perennial borders that were established by the previous owners that we bought the house from. A couple of borders that I put in. We have some raised bed vegetable gardens. Tons of pasture, tons of container gardens. We also did the home and garden tour for the Granite V&A this year. So the yard is a little bit more than probably what I normally do with the container gardens.
Right, but and then at the end, we'll touch on the event you're going to be having here in a few weeks.
Yes, we are having a flower festival here in 2 weeks on the 27th and 28th of September.
Yes, we'll talk about that again. Or if you want to bring it into the conversation as we're going along.
Sure, there's going to be a little bit of sneak peek because I'm trying to put some of my base structures in place ahead of time this year because we tried to do that in too short of a period of time last year and took too long. So.
Okay, so your floral boutique is unique. I think most people will say it was unique. I kind of consider them very dramatic, you know, for some of the wedding things, pictures I've seen on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Anything you want to touch on there?
I mean, I've spent my whole life doing this. It's hard to believe I've been engrossed in the floral industry for 30 years. But, you know, working, having a mentor, always learning something new, always growing. Branching and blooming, that's how the business came to be.
That's
that
nice.
Was metaphorically speaking. I've decided, like, especially with Wolfeboro, I mean, it's a somewhat conservative community, but if I can give the people something they're familiar with, something they're comfortable with, and then just put a little spin on it, something interesting, something they've never seen before, that's where I think people can't articulate what they're receiving.
Right.
So it's comfortable, it's familiar, it's not too weird, but it's interesting.
Leaves them inspired, that's for sure.
Inspiration is definitely key.
Okay.
So
let's walk around and we'll just take a tour and talk as we go.
Sounds great.
Okay, we're going to start right here.
I'm going to just touch a little bit on the container gardens. They're in their glory, but they probably only got about a week left before I switch them over into fall. But I do have a lot of annual container gardens. So color all summer long, but you got to water them, got to fertilize them, and keeps the bees and the pollinators happy. So
okay, so you just don't even notice, you just don't even mention the structure thing here.
Oh,
but that's the interesting element.
Birdhouse on there. I did buy those. I did not make them, but I did make this little birch tripod to hold them up because I was a little bit concerned it might tip over.
Yes, I think that adds a nice, it's very,
you know me, I got to put the branches in there.
Yes, the branches are great.
So, and then down here, this is our cutting garden, which it's hard to imagine that a year and a half ago, this was just pasture.
Wow.
So we use, you can see this black plastic here. This is called a silage tarp, which is a very heavy duty plastic. And we stretch that out over the grass. We put a lot of stones and rocks and weight on it. And after about 6 weeks, what it does is that the heat, because it's black, it just bakes whatever's under it, the seeds, the plants, the vegetation, the roots, and it kills it. And so I'm trying to do no-till for many reasons, but what that enables us to do is just put down a fresh layer of loam, compost, and plant without having to dig up the earth.
That's wonderful.
So that's how we were able to do this so quickly. We just pulled that tarp off this section of the garden where these 2 rows are.
Okay.
So that's why it's laying here to dry, and we're going to move it down to the other end. You'll see my weeds that got away from me. And it's just a maintenance thing at this point for me. I'll kill the weeds with it. So these 2 rows here, though, it looks like nothing right now. We just put in almost 200 peonies. So next spring, that will be gorgeous. I had to dig those up and move them from my other property because I'm selling the house and I couldn't leave them behind.
So what did you dig up?
We dug up the roots of the peony.
All right.
which grow kind of like an octopus out
Okay.
this way.
All right.
And so, and fortunately, because it's been so dry, it was very easy to uproot them because the soil was so dry.
Mm-hmm.
And then because peonies want to be planted so shallow, very easy and quick to get in the ground.
Good information. There's no sign that there's any plants here.
So right here at this end, there aren't any.
Okay.
But where I've put this grass down, these to mulch them in.
Okay, I can see them now.
You can see them now. So we've cut the foliage off and they're planted about, well, gosh, 18 inches apart. So you get 2 here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
wow.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
So it's, would you normally do it this time of year, or you just did it because that worked for your schedule?
Both, actually. It is a fall planted root.
Okay.
So if you were to buy peony roots online or in a market somewhere, they come without the soil, and much like a tuber, you just plant them in the ground. And I mean, I got them in. We had some compost, and I put some bone meal on there, got them covered up, and I just did this as a weed prevention.
Okay, so that's good to know. And this is September 13th that we're doing this. So
Yep.
if someone's watching now, they can.
So yeah, I have
that.
my notes over there because I had multiple varieties and I wanted to make sure we labeled them. And I had put them in the ground in 2023 in October.
Okay.
So they were shipped to me from a farm in Vermont.
That's great.
And now, mind you, they're not going to be very happy with me.
Does it take at least a year?
It takes about 3 years. So next year they would have been really in their glory. And I was like, do I start over? Do I dig them up? And so I said, you know what, I'm
taking them.
I'm going to dig them up.
That's great.
So here they are.
And again, you'll be using these for your floral business.
Yes. So my goal here with everything that I'm doing with this cutting garden is to be able to create Branch and Bloom custom farm-grown wedding packages.
Oh, beautiful.
So if I have the peony package, for example, and I grow whatever, X amount of white and X amount of pink, so on and so forth, I will have enough flowers to do whatever, 10 weddings with this package, book early, this is the price, so on and so forth. And then again with the dahlias. So I'm trying to have everything here, with the exception of the dahlias, because you know how much work they are, be a perennial. So that I'm not a slave to watering them, because annuals take so much more water. And so they come back every year. Right. And I just tend to them, divide them, etc.
And they don't come back all by themselves. They come back with a lot of work, as we learned.
They come back with a lot of weeds, but I'm a big believer in use what I have, which is we have all these fields we do mow. We have a I call it the pig, the thing that sucks up the clippings, so that we always have this composted grass clippings to mulch with. And you're going to see a couple of rows that I did not do this with, and you'll see what happens to when I don't do this from the weeds, because I'm in the middle of a pasture. The seeds, there's going to be so many weeds. So these are fresh. I still have to mulch this row. I just got this one done this morning.
Nice. Okay.
But I wanted you to be able to see what was going on, so you can kind of see them in my markers.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. Plants do want to survive, so I think they're going to be okay.
They'll work on it.
But now, right now, the star of the season is the dahlia, and as you can see, this is one of my favorites. I tend to be partial to what's called the ball. This is a ball formation dahlia. I'm just fascinated with their symmetry and their, I don't know, their Fibonacci, I would call it. And it's a good size for us in a floral arrangement. So that's why I grow a lot of that shape and that form.
Right, that makes sense.
A lot of gardeners are, for prized dinner plate dahlias, but that big flower is very hard to work with for us. And they flop over, and they're always facing in a certain direction, whereas these have a little bit more personality in their head form and the way they're looking. I just cut this section heavily.
All right.
So you can kind of see where, even with these, I could be cutting these back. The more you cut, the more they bloom. So this has gone by. I should be cutting that back. But I'm often walking by with the scissors. And cutting those back.
What's the name of the variety?
This is Cornell Bronze.
Okay.
And when I planted these, they were just a tiny little, what I call finger tuber. So about this big, size of my finger. And as you saw at the garden club, when I pulled one out to show everybody, it was a giant clump.
I was amazed at that.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect when you pulled that out.
And so this year I won't divide them.
Okay.
I will save those clumps.
Okay.
And replant the clumps. I divided it for the garden club, or else I'd show you. So I already cut it up. So that row right there of red runner is the first dahlia I ever bought. I bought it from a woman, Barbara Dalpy, I think is her name. She rescues donkeys. I don't know. This town is so small. Someone probably knows her. She was selling some plants, and I bought a couple plants from her probably 5 years ago. That's what started this ridiculous.
Wow. It almost looks like a rose when you're just overviewing, looking at it. But yeah, when you're up close, it's clearly not.
It has more. It has a different shape, and that's what's called. I'm walking right in front of your camera. Sorry. This is called decorative. Okay. So it's a different shape. It's a little bit more flat, and it has a little bit of a. Oh, there's a little friend in there. It has more of a daisy center, so it's not quite that ball formation. But again, that size works well for us.
Okay.
Although I have to say, I don't have as strong of a need for red in my business as I do the orange.
You said for the fall weddings, right?
Though I love it, and this looks striking with even like the red and pink hydrangeas that are blooming right now.
Right. Okay.
Not here in my yard, but it's just I will probably scale down this crop just because I don't need them. So I'll sell off the tubers. And again,
and you sell the tubers in your shop.
Yeah, we sell the tubers, and I'm going to try to figure out how to market that a little bit better.
Okay. It should come with a video on how you take care of it.
Absolutely. And and you know, you don't even have to dig them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they're not that expensive. I mean, yes, it's going to cost more, but if you want to treat it and grow it like an annual that you buy every year.
Right, okay, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want the labor that I go through to intimidate people from trying to grow a dahlia.
Right, that's a good point. And they can get them each year from you.
Yeah, well, then there's that. Yeah. But I do, obviously, for me, it's worth it to dig them up because I'm cutting them and they're paying for themselves.
Right, exactly.
In that way.
And you've created the space and you got a system down.
I got a system. So
so is it, well, you tell me how many colors. I see yellow, white,
well,
red,
this is sadly this is what's left from the garden club. Everybody that was tagged. So funny story, last year when I bought all these different colors and all these different varieties, the turkeys pulled all my labels out of the ground. So then I had all these tubers that weren't labeled, and so I'm like, oh,
right. And you want to plant them.
And so now, and I wanted to sell them, but I didn't know what they were. So that's why it set me back to figure out how I was going to do that. So now this year, I've re-identified everybody now that they're blooming. And I will go out into the garden and put these ribbons on them that label them.
As you're pulling them up. So you
well, I need to do it now while they're blooming.
Oh, right. Yes.
Because
I see what you mean.
Once they go by, I'll look at the tuber. I won't be able to tell. So most of them are labeled. You know, I have this tags everywhere. Like this is Boom Boom White, and that's Geneva. And so the ones that I know what they are, it's not as difficult.
So then you cut these all to the ground and then pull the tubers.
No, in fact.
That's right. You said that with the handle.
Yeah, I leave the plant there so that when I dig them out, I have something to carry. I don't have to do as much bending because it's a lot of physical work. So I figured out how to.
That's the tip. You leave them die. They turn black, you said.
Yep. So they'll stay in the ground. Where are we? We're like with the 15th of September, something like that. Then whenever we get our first frost, so late October. First kill frost is always a sad day here. The foliage will turn black and they'll be done. So these are a native crop of Central America. So the hot days, cool nights, but not frost tolerant unless you're zone probably 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. Okay. So then I will get my little pitchfork out. I go right in at the base of the plant. I grab onto that now dead plant, pull it out, and I lay them all down here on the black cloth. Okay. Let the soil sort of dry out so it only 1 million pounds.
Right.
Shake off the dirt, and then we'll go about the storage process.
It's a great tip. Even if someone was going to do a bed, 4x4, that would seems manageable the way you described it.
Yes. And it's like you don't have to divide them every year if you want to keep them. I didn't divide these red ones for 3 years. I was like putting these giant clumps. I mean, you have to dig a bigger hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then anything that looks funky or diseased or rotten, just cut it off and put the rest in.
Great.
So you don't have to go through what I go through just to be a dahlia gardener. I think I've just taken it a little too far at this point.
And you're using for your business too.
And we're using, it's more of a business. So down here, you'll be able to see more color varieties because these are newer plants for me, so I don't have as many. But obviously white is...
they're so stiff.
So yeah, that's what's so amazing about them. And here's a good little tip right here. I'm going to climb in here. See how this plant has this massive stalk? This plant did not get pinched back. You don't really want this.
It's almost like a Brussels sprout.
Especially as a florist. Because how am I going to put that giant stem in something? That wouldn't even fit in some vases. So when they're first growing, I pinch that central growing point out and you end up with something like this where you have 1, 2, 3, 4. See how these are cut and the more you cut, the more they bloom.
Wow.
So that's obviously important for me because I want them to keep blooming as long as possible because really their season is quite short.
So when do they first start blooming?
That purple Geneva down there was the first one that bloomed for me, I would say in July.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Late July. But it kind of depends on our spring.
Okay. And when you can get them in the ground.
These look stressed, you can tell. This is what happens when they don't get enough water.
Okay. And
we've just been so dry.
A drought.
That yellow foliage.
And you drained your well twice, you said.
I said, you guys, you're on your own.
And you said they do change color. I see this one was white and now it's turning purple, or is this a different variety?
Yep, this is a different variety. Okay. Her name is Evelyn.
So forget what I said.
No, for the most part, they stay pretty true. But I think as they are maturing in their life cycle of the bloom, to put it bluntly, as they're dying, they're changing color.
All right.
So you'll be able to see it very clearly on this variety down here. So when this variety, this is Joey Winnie, which is perfect for our area, Lake Winnie. When it first opens, it's almost purple in the center. And then I just cut these, so there's probably not going to be one that's going by. But this one, see how it's already turning like a peachy pinky coral? So as it's opening and evolving, it's coming into its full color.
They are just
Which is the color story is fascinating. And sometimes the inside of the petal is different than the back of the petal.
Yeah, stunning.
These bloom so much I can't keep up with them. And so very heavy bloomer.
So if you want a lot of flowers, this is a great plant to do, really.
Yeah, heavy blooming. So, and I just need to come in here and cut all these dead blooms off and get another flush. So that burgundy is pretty popular for fall.
Okay, I'm just going to pan over here to this side to highlight that this is what it looked like before. It was just a field.
That's it. Yep.
So
being in the middle of a pasture, I have a lot of weeds because they're airborne, and I just have to embrace that.
Now, do deer eat these at all?
The deer stay away from the dahlias, though I've had some people tell me the deer eat even their dahlias. I do try to grow deer-resistant crops.
Okay.
Because we both live here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you'll see where they ate some things, and I left that there to show you.
Oh, wow. Okay. What was that?
That was amaranth.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that to me.
And they ate until they couldn't reach it. See, the top has
that's funny. Okay, we'll walk over there and check that out. After you touch on anything else here. So these are just different.
These are just different, but these are the ones I have to go back and identify.
Okay. Now that one has a different color stem flower.
This burgundy here?
Yeah, the one there.
Well, sadly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you what it is, but oh, look, Thomas
Oh.
Edison. I got a label. So happy. So this is going to be like a very dark burgundy, but that's more that decorative shape, which is a little bit flatter.
Okay.
This shape. And that's just part of the characteristics. Some of them have a darker green foliage. Some of them have a brighter green foliage. This one has a lacy foliage that's like almost burgundy. So, you know, I just call them like they're cousins. They're the same but different. So this is beautiful. This is one of my favorites this year. But I can't tell you what it is until we go back into those jars because I have to relabel everybody. But so pretty.
And were dahlias down there too, or that was something else?
I have one row of dahlias over there because I ran out of room here.
Do you change around what you plant, or you're just trying to keep everything of a perennial in here?
Trying to keep, well, some things, of course, I don't move because they are perennial. Like most of this stuff is perennial. But I try to keep the dahlias here because when I'm cutting and I have them in buckets of water, it's closest to my vehicle for schlepping.
Oh, okay.
So I can pull my vehicle up. I have a little wagon. I put all my buckets of water in there and I come down these rows with my clippers and I'm cutting everything, and then I can wheel everything to the vehicle and get them to the flower shop. So that was really just the path of least resistance for me.
So when you started at the floral boutique, did you envision that you were going to be doing your own flowers for your business?
No.
Okay.
I never deemed myself a grower. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
We blame it on the internet.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a dahlia growing craze amongst florists, and I don't know, it's easy to get sucked in, and I think that's what happened to me. So
well, at least you're having good success with it.
Yeah, it's working out well. I mean, and when I look at my dahlias, I think, oh gosh, they look terrible compared to so-and-so's, or, you know, it's what we do. But then it's like, you know what? They look great. They're fine. It's working for me. Yeah. And it's like I was joking around before you came to do this video, and I was like, you know, that's the beauty of the garden. It is never done.
No.
And so it's like I could prepare as much as I wanted to do this video, and there would still be things that won't be done. And next year there'll be things that won't be done.
Right.
But that's why we garden, right?
Never done. There's always something to do.
Yep. And so this is where the deer got the amaranth.
Now, I'm not familiar with what is it? What was it? Is it a flower?
So amaranth is a grain, actually, that you can eat, but grown as a flower, sometimes it's called love lies bleeding, or tassel flower. So it would be this red plume. Like imagine this, you can pull this off. Only giant, like this big giant plume. And it's just a beautiful thing. There's upright and then there's hanging. That tall orangey flower is also an amaranth. That particular variety is called hot biscuits, though that's way too big to be very useful for much of anything for me in the floral design world. All the side shoots that I was waiting for, yum, 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 got eaten by the deer. So,
well, it's not dead. It's still growing.
And I think that fresh growth, they get that in the morning. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to leave it because they're leaving everything else alone.
They're just coming right for it.
I think that's what's happening.
That's funny.
And so, but this again is an annual. I don't plant a lot of annuals. Okay. And so now I know if I do that again, I'm going to put my little fence.
Did you start from seed or a plant?
Yeah, we started these from seed. So
that's tall. That's amazing.
It's so tall. I mean, that's probably 8 feet tall.
So again, a good choice for something where you want something dramatic where the deer can't get to it.
Right. But, and I'm just using it to protect my, my other crop. I just said, oh, well, it ate all the amaranth. This is the delphinium, which has gone by.
Okay. And I see a lot of lavender too. Do you use that in
Yes, we
floral?
use this in the flower shop.
Okay. How do you use it?
Mostly bouquets.
Okay.
Girls that want lavender in their bouquets for the fragrance. The bees love it. The deer hate it.
Oh,
so anything with that strong fragrance, they tend to stay away from.
Nice.
So
it's very abundant here. So you trim it and then it comes back?
You're not going to believe me, but these were planted this year.
Wow.
I bought, they're called plugs. So it's smaller than like a 6-pack that you would get at the nursery center. But small perennial plugs from a grower.
Wow.
And that's a different variety. So you can see it's gone by already for the season. And the foliage is a different color. That one I planted last year. So that was last year. This was this year.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So, and it's still blooming. And I will eventually have to come here and just shear it down. But I leave it for the bees.
Yeah, they're very busy in there.
They love it.
Busy bees.
Busy they are. And some of these crops are, you know, brand new. So it's hard to imagine this. I know what they do and I know what they're going to do. It's just they're not even a year old. And so they're coming along. There's some volunteers in here from last year. This was an annual I had in here last year. Somebody ate it. But the deer also ate my Japanese anemone, half of them, because they ate the amaranth and then they could get in there. I didn't have the fence on this side. But I knew they liked that crop. It's the only area with a fence. And so I love it enough. So
they were able to reach it just from this little opening.
Yep. And I just leaned these up against it until I have some deer netting. I just haven't put it up. But yeah, it's just what happens. There's a few more dahlias over here. This was the last section I planted. That's why they're not as far along. But they're just starting. It's the dinner plate dahlias down here. Most people are in awe of these because they're just so big. I just see how they're facing this
like
way.
A sunflower almost, right?
So they're a little bit harder to work with, but they're massive.
They are beautiful.
I was leaf blowing, like vacuuming before you came. So they have dirt on them. But and Cosmos is an annual, but that's so easy to grow. I will throw seed in for those. And people love that in their
beautiful. Yeah, they're so tall.
Yeah, some of those were volunteers from last year that self-seeded, so I just let them grow. That's why they look like they're in the wrong place. But
that's great.
This is what happens when I don't put the mulch down.
Oh, I see.
So these beds were all perfect and ready to go this spring.
And the drought doesn't affect them at all. They just keep going, don't they?
Isn't that the beauty of a weed?
Right.
But what I'm going to do is I'll just mow this down. I'll drag that plastic over and I'll just re-kill the weeds. And
so you have more things planned for these rows?
Yes, I have 10 varieties of perennials, fall planting perennials that will come the 3rd week of October, which that won't be enough time for me most likely to kill this. It takes about 6 weeks with that silage sharp.
Okay.
And that's with hot weather. And as we get into autumn, when days are shorter and it's not as warm. So these might have to wait until next spring. And I'll put the ones that I've ordered in the rows that are available at the end of where the peonies were.
Okay.
I'll put them in down there.
Very nice.
But that's the thing with the perennials is I have to think, you know, where do I want these? Because they're going to be there for a while.
And the hydrangeas, you planted all those, obviously.
Yeah, we planted these last year. They had a rough go of it this year because it was so dry. I think next year they'll be good. Next year they'll be okay. Something ball, like snowball.
Okay.
Snowball hydrangea? That might not. Incredible. That's
Incredible.
What it is. Incredible and invincible. So there's a pink, white. You can't really tell right now.
And you chose those also for the floral design?
I like their shape. I like these, how they dry.
Yes.
Antique-y looking. Some of them not so much. But I think had they not had such a struggle with the drought we've had, they would dry green.
Okay.
It's just not a good year to show off hydrangeas.
Right.
Yeah. I only had watered them when they were first planted last year, so they've been on their own. This is a survival of the fittest garden situation for me. But so I'm not sure what to show you next. Do you want to see just borders?
Yeah, cruise around your area over here next behind.
Actually, let's go this way. The asparagus is kind of interesting. This was here when we bought the property. The birds love it. So this whole area is asparagus. And so these are the plumes that come up after, like, you can't cut all of your asparagus. First of all, nobody could eat that much asparagus, but you can see, look, there's one. Those plumes come up when you don't cut them. And some, I don't know a lot about it in that, you know, some must be male, some must be female.
Wow.
And there's multiple varieties here. They must have been very into asparagus, the people I bought the house from, because this is more dense. And
at the garden club, you used it for an arrangement. Is that what you typically keep
and you buy asparagus fern in the industry, in the floral industry, and it's legit. It's called tree fern or plumosa, but it's asparagus.
Okay.
It's all that same family.
Did not know that.
Yep. So any of that fluffy stuff.
Yeah, and it feels like it's stiff and will be hardy for arrangements.
And I leave it up. I leave it up for the birds because they hide in there, and I don't know. The bird feeders are usually hanging here, but we had to take them down because of the bears.
Oh, right.
But
it's that time.
It's, yep. So we'll be putting them up soon. But then in here is a perennial border, which I've just cut back the daylilies, so I'll get mums in here.
And then you created this from scratch?
I did not put this garden in.
Okay.
This garden was here.
Well, that was a good start.
It was a wonderful start. In fact, it does need to be thinned out a little bit. But I kind of sort of like that cottage look. Full.
And the deer didn't eat the phlox, though.
Nope, not here.
Okay.
So we have motion lights all on this side of the house, and I don't think the deer will come over here.
All right, well, that's good to know.
On this side, they eat the phlox because they come in from the back. But, you know, it's autumn, and the annuals are starting to go by. And so we'll come in next week and we'll cut some of this back and clean all of this out. And down here, I'm excited for these to take off. This is a border of hellebores, which is also known as winter rose. And then, of course, this is just annual Dusty Miller. But
so tell me, I'm sorry I interrupted, but so were these stone walls here?
These walls were all here.
Okay.
Which I will say is noteworthy as a gardener because I can put a shovel in the earth here. Somebody pulled out all the rocks because I've had properties where you can't even put the shovel in the ground.
Yes, I know
So I'm very grateful that with all that garden we installed.
So they must have just went through and
they must have grown a lot here because they got all the rocks out. So the whole property is surrounded by stone wall. I'm not exactly sure what this is. Someone told me it was like a shearing pen.
Oh,
I don't know why this sort of trough-like.
It's stunning,
but it's an interesting space. We do vegetables down here.
So the hellebores are perennial.
Hellebores are perennial. So here's a flower. I mean, it's gone by, but it's called winter rose. I mean, this has been on here since the spring.
Okay.
So I have pink, white, sort of this green color. And they're sort of evergreen like that.
And then so you put the annuals in just for some contrast?
Just for some contrast, some interest. Sometimes Dusty Miller comes back. I got one quitter over here. He didn't make it. But that's okay.
Okay, so your vegetable garden.
Got vegetables, herbs, some strawberries. I mean, it's the end of the season, so.
And that's why I appreciate you letting us tour, because everybody thinks, oh, it has to be perfect.
It doesn't. It's
this
like.
Is the seasons.
It is what it is. And it's like, I think that.
What is this over here? Any idea? Obviously, it was here. It's
Mountain laurel.
Mountain laurel. Okay.
Yes, that's beautiful in the spring. This is all blooming.
And rhododendrons.
Okay. Yep. It looks like somebody came in here and had some kale.
Oh, yes.
They
I
don't
see that.
typically come in here, so I'm surprised.
Deer like kale.
Yep. I like kale. Kale, collard.
Mhm.
These are beets. Looks like they ate the beet greens too. This is lettuce is all gone to flower. But you know what? It's like, it's okay.
Right. Okay. I like
some
that
tomatoes, some
strategy.
carrots. We got pumpkins. We saved all these seeds from last year's pumpkins that we had.
Did you have any? Do you watch the bugs and the
Well,
vine
funny
borers?
thing is I planted this vegetable garden so late, which is why it still looks okay, a little bit okay-ish.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That I haven't gotten the squash bugs yet. So, I mean, there's some heirloom tomatoes. Oops, somebody's eating that. It's rotten. But they're just starting because I got a late start on things. But, I mean, it's okay.
It's kind of neat the way it's tucked in over here.
This is a pretty cool gourd, the birdhouse gourd.
Ooh, look at that.
It's amazing to me that that's just like hanging on there with those tiny tendrils.
That is amazing.
It's heavy. It's probably weighs 5 pounds. It's heavy.
Yeah. Wow.
So we'll pick all these and have this all cleaned up next week by the festival so that we have all those pumpkins. But just to the end of things, it's a little bit of a bramble, but I have raspberries and black raspberries and zucchini and cucumbers and usual suspects down there. But
very nice.
I like squash, so we had a lot of squash.
Yes, I tried it, and then the bugs came, and
they're so gross.
It was a real bummer.
Yeah, they're so gross, but I've managed to escape it so far. So maybe that's the trick. I just planted them
later.
Yep, it's a lot of different varieties and some pumpkins.
Yeah, that's great, and the leaves are so beautiful.
It's interesting because they're all a little different too. The leaves, I mean. But so when we do the festival, basically what I do is I transform this whole yard into, I call it like an outdoor gallery. Like we just make floral installations. This whole section here will be for vendors, and I have some food trucks and ice cream. We have some other local companies coming, and so you kind of just walk the circuit and look at nature. But we got 2 weeks to clean up.
So you have some late strawberries here?
Yep, these are ever blooming. So as you can see, that's why there's a flower here still.
That's pretty amazing.
I think it's just it's so dry. And you can see I use a lot of newspaper. I use what I have, newspaper, cardboard.
That's great.
Just to keep things from getting attacked by weeds. These are the beginnings of some of the floral installations that I just cover with flowers, basically.
So that's 2 weeks away. So
yes,
got lots to do.
Yep, I have, I call them structures. So I have most of my structures built in the barn, and then I'll put them around the yard, and then the week of the festival I add the fresh floral components. But next week we'll just focus on switching over the annuals and the planters to fall plantings.
And I noticed pulling into the drive, we have that kind of a tree stump or something on top.
Out front?
Yeah.
Oh, the mushrooms.
Yes.
So we had to have a lot of trees cut down. So ash trees have the ash borer. Ash borer. So last year we had about 10 ash trees cut down. They were just dead. And it was pretty awful. And one of them was very close to the house on the other side. And I asked them, there's actually, you can see where I left a stump right there too. But the one on the other side of the house, I had them leave a pretty substantial stump, and we turned that into a little mushroom. We should go over and look at it. We could walk over there.
Flip of these containers over here, just you know, nice mix.
Snip them in. These succulents are beautiful. They've been happy here.
Oh, fun. Yes. Lovely place to sit.
Yeah, this isn't ordinarily this crowded. I had pots over there, but we're having our heating system fixed. So I had to like move some pots. It's actually being installed. I don't have heat right now. But
and you've got little pumpkins growing up here. You said those came on their own?
Well, last year we had some pumpkins just as a decorative accent in this garden, just laid about, and they must have rotted or the mice got into the seeds and buried them. But there's, I love it, quite a few on there.
Wow, look at that.
I see three different, there must be three different plants because there's like the little gourd, the white pumpkin, and then that warty looking one.
All right, well, that inspired me. I'm just going to next year
like throw them in.
Throw seeds and see what happens.
It's really amazing what happens by chance. I did put this garden in this spring. There was a garden there. Actually, long story short, we had to dig a trench across the driveway, and that got all destroyed. And I was like, well, I might as well put a garden in.
And this is one of those antique houses.
Yep. So this is a 1797 central chimney cape.
Yeah, I love it.
And so the front of the house we keep pretty darn modest with the way it gardens. Everything is a surprise on the other side. But we do have these cute mushrooms. My husband bought these cement mushrooms from somebody who had made them and was selling them on the side of the road. And then
that's perfect.
This was an umbrella. So you can probably see that underneath.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I put chicken wire over it just to sort of give it some stability. And, you know, it's like I said, I use what I have. We got this vine for a wedding and it was terrible. I had to get it replaced and all the leaves fell off. And I was like, I can use that vine. So I wrapped that on there and covered it with moss.
And does it stay there all winter?
Well, I just made it this spring. But I was thinking the other day, it's probably going to collapse under the snow.
Oh.
It doesn't have much support in that regard. I might have to take it in. It's just an umbrella in a hole in the tree, so I could lift it up. But
it's definitely unexpected.
It was our intention, or it is our intention, to make a little library, like a little book swap.
Okay, that would be lovely.
In this stump with a little roof, but in the meantime, we're going to do that.
It's a mushroom, and I'm just going to pan over here to see the stone
you can
wall.
see where we had to cut down all those trees. Yeah, but they were so close to the house, we had to.
Yeah, they're dangerous. I see some people leave them up, and I was like,
yeah. I was able to make quite a few structures last year with the bark, because the bark just slides right off of them.
Yes, because that's what they do.
That's what they do. And so I had all this bark, so I was like, ashes to ashes. So I made some structures out of the bark, and that was just a good little tribute to the trees.
A temple of joy. That's nice. How did you come up with that?
We know a very special lady named Joy who made a point of always being happy, and we had always been walking by this place and admiring it. And when we were able to acquire it, we decided this will be the Temple of Joy.
It's perfect.
It's beautiful here.
Very peaceful.
Yeah. And this time of year, the mist in the fields, and it's just beautiful in the morning here. The sun rises over there. It's just spectacular.
So then for the event, where will everybody park?
So that field beyond the gardens, we'll mow all that. And
so they just drive through here?
We just come down the lane and we direct you into that field for parking. If anyone has mobility issues, you can park up here. We have 4 or 5 spots up here. It's relatively flat, so we have, I have to say my fan club is a little bit more mature. So it is what it is.
Right.
So we try to make it accessible for everybody. It's pretty flat. We'll have some chairs and benches. It's pretty level.
So we're going to wrap it up, and we thank Rebecca for giving us a tour of her beautiful grounds and gardens. And she's just going to say a few words, maybe some inspiration you have for other gardeners. It doesn't have to be perfect. I like what you said. It's never done. It's never done. And I was reflecting on that as I realized, I was like, oh, what was I thinking? Having her come and do this. I'm not ready. But we'll never be ready if we wait until we're ready. That's right. That's right, other gardeners out there.
We'll never be ready if we wait until we're ready. So just start. And you know what? There's going to be a lot of failures. I've had many, 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 many failures. Still having failures. But just start and have fun. Know that it'll never be done. That's gardening. When it's done, it's because we're done. Because that's a good point. Life is always... Plants want to survive. They want to survive. Without us, they've been here thousands of years. So we pretend we're their tenders, but
Right.
they know what to do. So don't be afraid. Just play, have fun. If it's not fun anymore, then maybe we're taking ourselves too seriously.
That's also a good point.
I know I am definitely could be accused of that. So I just try to like step back and say, you know what? It's great. Don't compare. You know, when I start comparing myself to professional dahlia growers, I'm like, oh my God, I just did a video.
Right.
But
it's your way of doing it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's working for me. I'm having fun. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
People are inspired. People want to come see it. So we're grateful for that.
So that's
I
exciting.
would always say you belong here.
Right.
So stop by.
Great.
And take a look.
All right. Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you.